Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, we are going to study the inner and the outer orbital complexes. Here we have to specifically study the inner d orbital and the outer d orbitals. So let's start with this. What are the inner and outer orbital complexes? So Pauling, the scientist Pauling made the subdivision of complexes into ionic and covalent, and the observed magnetic moment, that means the mu, was used to decide which type of complex it is. So based upon this, the complexes originally described by the scientist Pauling as ionic were supposed to use the outer d orbitals. That means ionic complexes uses the outer d orbital, whereas covalent were supposed to use the inner d orbital for the covalent bonding. So the ionic complexes uses the outer d orbital, and the covalent complexes uses the inner d orbital for the formation of the covalent bond. So we can say that the inner orbital octahedral complexes, they uses the n-1 d2 orbital, ns orbital and np3 orbitals, and hence it shows d2sp3 type of hybridization. On the other hand, the outer orbital octahedral complex, it uses ns orbital, then np3 orbital and nd2 orbital, and hence it shows sp3d2 hybridization. So we can say that in the first case we are having the inner d orbital, and in the second case we are having the outer d orbital. So it is inner orbital octahedral complexes and the outer orbital octahedral complexes. So the different names suggested by the different scientists for the two type of complexes. Two type of the complexes means the inner and the outer complexes. So let's draw a table with the three columns. In the first column we are having the name of the scientist, and in the second column we have to name the complex, former and the latter. So first of all, the scientist Pauling. According to the Pauling, the complexes are, formerly they were called as the covalent and the ionic, and later on covalent are called as the hyperligated and the ionic were called as the hypoligated. So this is according to the scientist Pauling. Then the second scientist Tobbe. According to the scientist Tobbe, the complexes were called as the inner orbital and the outer orbital. Then the third scientist, that is the Nihom. According to this scientist, the orbital were called as the spin paired and the spin free. And lastly, according to the scientist Orgel, the complexes were called as the low spin and the high spin complexes. So these are the various names given by the different scientists for the inner orbitals and the outer orbitals. So here we can say that most of these terms have lost their significance now, and only the terms still in use are the high spin, low spin and the spin free, spin paired. Let's move on further. Example for this. Examples of the inner orbital complexes are, first one is the FeCN6 4 minus, then MnCN6 4 minus, CrNH36 3 plus, COEN3 3 plus, OX3 3 minus, CO6, then COCN6 3 minus. Then the examples of the outer orbital complexes are MnF6 4 minus, NiH2O6 2 plus, CuNH36 2 plus, FeH2O6 2 plus, FeC2O4 3 minus, NiF6 3 minus. So these are the examples of the inner orbital complexes and the outer orbital complexes. Inner orbitals means they are using the inner d orbital, whereas the outer orbitals means they are using the outer d orbitals, right? So Further, we are having the formation of the inner orbital octahedral complexes with the D2sp3 type of hybridization. So as it is the inner orbital, we are having the hybridization which is known as the D2sp3 type of hybridization. So what is the D2sp3 type of hybridization? We require 2d orbital, 1s orbital and the 3p atomic orbital. They undergo overlapping and gives the formation of the D2sp3 type of hybridization. So let's start with the D4 system. D4 system means there are 4 electrons. 4 means 4 electrons in the d orbital. So we are having the 3d shell, then 4s shell and the 4p shell. So as there are 4 electrons in the 3d, they are filled as, this is the first electron, second electron, third electron and the fourth electrons. Now what is the hybridization for this? We are having the hybridization D2sp3. That means the electrons from the ligand should be filled in the D2s and the p3. So the two orbitals or the two shells of this 3d should be vacant. So we have to shift this electron in the adjacent. So this electron will be paired up in the adjacent. So in the excited state, we have to shift the electrons to make the two 3d vacant. So again we are having the 3d, 4s and the 4p. And it is the excited state. So we are having the first electron, second electron, third electron. Then the fourth electron will be pair up. So that we are getting the first electron pair, second electron pair, third electron pair, the fourth electron pair, fifth electron pair and the sixth electron pair. So these are the electron pairs from the ligands and which gives the D2sp3 type of hybridization. So here these are the electrons from the ligands. Okay, so this is for the D4 ion or the D4 system. Then we are having the next system, that is the D5 system. That means there are 5 electrons in the 3d shell. So we are having the 3d atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital and the 4p atomic orbital. Now all the 5 electrons, they are filled in the 3d. So this is the first one, the second, third, fourth and the fifth. Right. Again, what is the hybridization? It is a D2sp3 type of hybridization. That means these two 3d should be vacant. So we have to shift these two electrons in the adjacent. So it will be pair up and we should have the excited state. So in the excited state, again we are having the 3d atomic orbital, 4s atomic orbital and the 4p atomic orbital. Again we are having the first electron, second electron and the third electron. Then the remaining 2 electrons will be paired up to make the shell vacant. So this is the first one and this is the second. Then we are having the first electron pair, second electron pair, third electron pair, fourth one, fifth one and sixth one, and which gives the formation of D2sp3 type of hybridization. And here we can say that these are the electrons from the ligands. Right. So this is for the D5 system. Then next is the D6 system. D6 system means there are 6 electrons in the d orbital. So we are having the d orbital which is 3d, then 4s and then 4p. Right. So it is 3d, 4s, 4p. Again there are 6 electrons. So the first 5 will be unpaired. First one, second one, third one, fourth one and fifth one, and the sixth electron will be paired up with the first one. Right. Again we require the D2sp3 type of hybridization. That means these two shells should be vacant. So to make these two vacant, the 2 electrons will be paired up in the adjacent. So we are having the excited state in which we are having the 3d orbital, 4s orbital and the 4p orbital. Again we are having the first electron, second electron, third electron. The fourth electron as it is, only these 2 electrons will be paired up in the adjacent. So this is the first one and this is the second one. Right. Then we are having the vacant 2d, 1s and 3p. So this is the first electron pair, second electron pair, third electron pair, fourth one, fifth one and the sixth one, which gives the hybridization which is called as the D2sp3 type of hybridization, and here these are the electrons from the 6 ligands, right? Then next type of system, that is the D7 system. D7 system means there are 7 electrons in the 3D shell. So we are having the 3D atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital and the 4p atomic orbital. So again we have to fill the 7 electrons in the 3D atomic orbital. So this is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Then sixth one will be paired and the seventh one will be again paired, right? Now the hybridization is the D2sp3 type of hybridization. That means we have to make the two 3D vacant. Now here only we can shift one electron in the adjacent. Still there is one electron remaining in the 3D atomic orbital that should be shifted. Now we can't shift this in the 4s or the 4p. So it should be shifted outside the 4p. Okay, that will be the excited state. So in the excited state, again we are having the 3D atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital and a 4p atomic orbital. Again, here we are having the 5s atomic orbital to shift one of the electron from the 3D atomic orbital, right? So we are having the electrons. This is the first, the second, third. This is the paired as it is, and this one is again paired. Then this pairing is from the adjacent, right? And then one of the electrons will be shifted in the 5s. So this is the excited state. In this excited state, again we are having the first electron pair, the second one, the third one, fourth one, fifth one and the sixth one. So these are the 6 electron pairs which are forming the hybridization, which is called as the D2sp3 type of hybridization, or we can say that these are the electrons from the 6 ligands. So this is the D7 system. Then the next is the D8 system. D8 system, there are 8 electrons in the 3D atomic orbitals. So we are having the atomic orbital. The first one is the 3D, then 4s atomic orbital and the 4p atomic orbital. Again we have to fill the 8 electrons in the 3D atomic orbital. So this is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. They are unpaired. Then sixth one will be paired, seventh will be paired and the 8 will be paired, right? And the 2 will be unpaired. Again for the D2sp3 type of hybridization, the 2 electrons, these 2 electrons, they should be shifted. Now we can't shift this in the 3D because there are already paired electrons. So we have to shift this outside the 4p. Outside the 4p means there should be the 5s atomic orbital. So in the excited state, again we are having the 3D atomic orbital, 4s atomic orbital, 4p atomic orbital and last will be the 5s atomic orbital. So filling of electrons, we are having the first electron, second electron, third electron, fourth one paired, fifth one paired, sixth one paired. This is as it is. Then we have to shift these 2 electrons in the last, that is the 5s. This is the first one and this is the second one. So in this way we are having the D2sp3 type of hybridization. So we are having the first electron pair, the second electron pair, third one, fourth one, fifth one and the sixth one. So this is showing the D2sp3 type of hybridization, or we can say that these are the electrons from the 6 ligands, right? So this is the D8 system. Then after this, let's see the formation of the outer orbital octahedral complexes. That means we are having the sp3 D2 type of hybridization. In the earlier case, we have studied the D2sp3 type of hybridization, in which we were using the inner orbital. Now here we have to use the outer orbital, means the sp3 D2 type of hybridization. So D4 system. Again for the D4 system means there are 4 electrons in the 3D. So we are having the 3D atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital, 4p atomic orbital. Now here we have to consider the outer d orbital. So we have to put the 4d atomic orbital also, right? Then the 4 electrons in the 3d. This is the first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Again, there is a no need of the excited state. Why? Because we require only the 1s atomic orbital, 3p atomic orbital, and the 2d atomic orbital. They are already vacant. So we can say that in the next case, we are having the 3d atomic orbital 4s, 4p, 4d. The electrons, they are as it is. All the 4 electrons for the D4 system, they are as it is. Then we are having the first electron pair in the 4s, then second, third, fourth, fifth, and the sixth. So these are the 6 electron pairs, and they are forming the hybridization which is known as the sp3d2 type of hybridization. Now here we are using the outer d orbital. That's why there is a no need of the excited state. So these are the electrons from the 6 ligands, right? So this is the D4 system with the sp3d2 type of hybridization. Second is the D5 system. Again we are having the 3d atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital, 4p atomic orbital, and then we have to consider the last one, means the outer 4d atomic orbital, right? 5 electrons, they are filled in the 3d. This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and the fifth one. Again for the sp3d2 type of hybridization, there is a no need of the excited state, that because all the orbitals, they are already vacant. So again we are having the 3d atomic orbital, 4s atomic orbital, 4p atomic orbital, and the 4d atomic orbitals. The first 5 electrons, they are as it is, right? They are already unpaired, no need of the shifting. Then in the 4s we are having the first electron pair, then second electron pair, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and the sixth one. And they are forming the hybridization which is known as the sp3d2 type of hybridization, in which we have to use the outer d orbital. Or in short, we can say that these are the electrons from the 6 ligands. Then the next type of system, that is the D6 system. Again we have to fill the 6 electrons in the D shell. So here we are having the 3d atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital, then 4p atomic orbital, and finally we have to use the outer d orbital, which is the 4d atomic orbital. Again the 6 electrons in the 3d. The first one, second, third, fourth, and the fifth. Then the 6 electron will be paired up with the first one. No need of the excited state, because the 1s, 3p, and the 2d, all they are vacant. So we can say that we are having the 3d atomic orbital, 4s atomic orbital, 4p atomic orbital, and the 4d atomic orbitals. The first 6 electrons, they are as it is, right? Then we are having the first electron pair in the 4s, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. The 6 electron pair, they are forming the hybridization which is known as the sp3d2 type of hybridization. And here we can say that these are the electrons from the 6 ligands. Further, the next type of system, that is the D7 system. That means we have to fill the 7 electrons in the D shell. So we are having the 3d atomic orbital, then 4s atomic orbital, then 4p atomic orbital, then outer, that is the 4d atomic orbitals. So 7 electrons, they are filled as, this is the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and the seventh. Then in the excited state, there is a no need of shifting the electrons. Why? Because the 1s, 3p, and the 2d atomic orbital, they are already vacant. So again we are having the 3d, then 4s, then 4p, and the 4d. Again the first 7 they are already filled like this. Like, okay, the 7 electrons they are filled. Then we are having the first electron pair in the 4s, then the second electron pair, the third electron pair, the fourth electron pair, the fifth electron pair, and the sixth electron pairs. So these are the 6 electrons pair which are forming the hybridization, which is known as the sp3d2 type of hybridization, or we can say that these are the electrons from the 6 ligands, right? So this is regarding the D7 system. Then the next system is the D8 system. D8 system means we have to fill the 8 electrons in the 3D shell. So this is the 3D shell. Then we are having the 4s atomic orbital, then 4p atomic orbital, and then the last one is the outer, that is the 4d atomic orbitals. So the 8 electrons they are filled as this is the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Then sixth one will be paired, seventh will be paired, and the eighth will be paired. Again, no need of the shifting of the electrons because the 1s, 3p, and the 2d they are already vacant. So we are having the 3d atomic orbital, 4s atomic orbital, 4p atomic orbital, and the 4d atomic orbitals. The first 8 electrons they are as it is. So this is the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, then sixth, seventh, and the eighth, right? Then we are having the first electron pair, second, the third one, fourth one, fifth one, and the sixth one. So these are the 6 electrons pair which are showing the hybridization, which is known as the sp3d2 type of hybridization, in which we are using the outer d orbitals, or we can say that these are the electrons from the 6 ligands. So this is regarding the D8 system. So here we can say that we have used the inner d orbitals, that is the which is having the D2 sp3 type of hybridization, and the outer d orbitals which are showing the sp3 d2 type of hybridization. Okay, in the next video we have to study the electroneutrality principle. Thank you.